Okay, let's get right into it. We're going to tackle one of the biggest hurdles for anyone starting in e-commerce. How in the world do you find a winning product when you don't have a ton of cash to spend on fancy, expensive research tools? Let's dive in.
This quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. This is without a doubt the number one mistake I see new entrepreneurs make. They get caught in this trap, thinking they need to be shelling out $100 a month for some software before they've even made their very first sale. It's a killer.
So why does this happen over and over again? Well, it's all built on this myth, this idea that you have to pay for the secret data to find a great product. But here's the truth. The data is already out there, and it's totally free. You just got to know where to look.
Just look at these numbers. This is from a real 7-day challenge, and this is the cost before one single dollar of revenue came in. We're talking $109 in the hole, just for the basics, the domain, a few crucial apps, and the first video ads. And what do you not see in that number? Any expensive monthly software fees.
And that leads us right to what I call the burn rate trap. See, every dollar you spend on monthly overhead is a dollar you can't spend on the one thing that actually matters, testing products with real ads to see what people will actually pull out their wallets for. Your budget needs to go toward execution, not just expensive tools sitting around.
So how do you get out of this trap? How do you put your money where it's going to have an impact? Well, you use two super powerful and completely free strategies. On one hand, you've got the bottom-up method. This is all about finding a product that's already hot and then working your way backward. It's perfect if you want to move fast. Then there's the top-down method. Here, you start with a passionate community first and then find a product that serves them. This is the way to go if you want to build a real, long-term brand.
All right, let's break down the bottom-up method. This one is just fantastic for beginners because it takes a lot of the guesswork out of the equation. You're not sitting around trying to predict what the next big trend is. You're just jumping on a wave that's already moving. It seriously lowers your risk and helps you find potential winners really, really fast.
And the process? It's so simple, it's brilliant. First, you just go to Amazon's Movers and Shakers page. Honestly, this page is a goldmine. It shows you products that are skyrocketing in sales rank in real time. Second, you filter down to categories that you know have die-hard fans, like pet supplies or arts and crafts. And third, you just pop open the AliExpress app, use their image search, and see if you can source that same product for cheap. Easy.
Now let's talk about that second path, the top-down method. This approach is absolutely perfect if your goal is to build a real brand, something with a loyal, built-in audience right from day one.
So here, we completely flip the script. You start by picking a niche that you're actually interested in. Let's just say, for example, crocheting. Then you dive headfirst into their online communities, places like Reddit or Facebook groups. And you're not looking for products yet. You're on a mission to find problems. What are people complaining about? What tools do they wish they had? And once you find a real pain point, then you go to AliExpress and find the exact product that solves it for them.
Okay, so finding an idea, that's only half the battle, right? How do you know if it's actually a winner before you start spending money? This is where the crucial 3-step validation process comes in. You can't skip this. I want you to think of this as your financial safety net. It's so important. First, we check the market trends. Second, we do a little spying on our competitors to see if they're already making money. And third, we confirm that there's actual, hard data showing existing sales. Let's break each of those down.
Step 1, Google Trends. This tool is completely free and it is so powerful. It literally shows you the search interest for a product over time. And here's a pro tip. You're not actually looking for a huge viral spike. Those things often crash just as fast as they rise. What you really want to see is a stable, gradually growing trend. That tells you there's healthy, long-term demand.
Okay, step 2 might be my favorite, the Facebook ad library. It's basically a public database of every single ad running on Facebook and Instagram. It's amazing. Just search for your product, and if you find competitors that have been running the same ads for weeks or even months, bingo. That is the strongest signal you can possibly get. Why? It's simple. Nobody keeps spending money on ads for that long unless those ads are making them a profit.
And this right here, this just perfectly shows that final validation step, cold, hard proof of sales. During that 7-day challenge, this is the data that was uncovered for a competitor selling a simple heart pendant necklace. Get this, they were doing $768,000 a month in revenue, sourcing the necklace for just $6 and selling it for $60. When you see numbers like that, you know you found a real market with proven demand.
So look, all this theory sounds great, right? But does it actually work in practice?
Let's look at the raw, unfiltered results from a real-world test where these exact methods were put on the line.
The challenge was pretty straightforward. Could this whole $0 research method, paired with a small $500 budget, actually create a profitable store from scratch in just 1 week?
So here's how that week played out. Day 1 was all about research and getting the store set up. By day 2, believe it or not, the first sales were already coming in. After a couple of days of just testing and tweaking things, day 5 just exploded. It became the best day of the whole challenge, pulling in over $430 in a single day.
And here they are, the final numbers, with full transparency. Total revenue hit $758.90. Now, after you subtract all the costs, the startup fees, the ad spend, the cost of the products themselves, the store finished the week with a net profit of $141.49. This is the proof. It shows that the method works. You can find a product for free and build a profitable business right from day 1.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? Let's just boil this entire strategy down into a simple, actionable game plan that you can literally start using today. First off, just commit to using the free tools. That's Amazon Movers and Shakers, the Facebook ad library, and Google Trends. That's your toolkit. Second, choose your path. Are you going bottom-up for fast-moving trends or top-down for dedicated communities? Third, and I can't say this enough, always validate your idea before you spend a dime. From there, it's all about prioritizing pure execution over fancy tools, and finally, testing your validated idea with a small, controlled ad budget. That's the recipe.
Look, the path to finding a winning product isn't hiding behind some expensive paywall. All the information you need is already out there, available to anybody who's willing to put in the work. So the only question left is, are you ready to look?